Good morning. It is cold out this morning. Wow. Not fun getting dressed in there. Oh. Yesterday was kind of chaotic because everything we wanted to do and we're planning on being around just didn't really work out. The pit meeting, I don't know if it ever happened. I don't think it did. We did get our media briefing that we were supposed to go do, which was basically the same as the first one. It's like they're really concerned about everyone being too close to the track when the race is going on. The high-speed stuff, I think they said to be like 150 feet away from the track lines, and then in the rocks it's 50 feet away. People are just getting way too close, and you know, as we go on, these cars are just getting more and more powerful, and they're launching up rocks and shooting rocks out, so they just don't want anyone to get hurt. I totally get that. But today, what is today? It's Friday, day Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I think it's day 6. Dang, been here for a while now. This is Friday, the Everyman Challenge. Amber's racing this morning, so I woke up early in my PJs and I threw the GoPro Max on there. It's wired into the back with a little cigarette lighter and a really long USB-C cord, so I really hope that stays on there because the GoPro Max records 360 and it usually burns through battery pretty quick. She's not gonna have time to change it out. I can't meet her at the pit and all that, so we're just gonna get what we can out of that. Frankie's gonna be down in the pit and also at the start finish line, so get some shots there. And then I'm gonna be rolling out with my buddy Zach. He volunteered to drive me around in his Samurai, which is perfect because he drives his super quick, and we're gonna have to beat Amber to all the obstacles in the different parts of the track, and some of them are really spread out. So the course is 156 miles, lap 1 is 86 and lap 2 is 70. So yeah, the stuff's spread out. It's gonna be kind of hard for me to drive and record and all that, so Zach's taking me, and yeah, we've got a full day of covering this stuff. We're all just hoping that everything goes really smooth for Amber. There's no hiccups, like any technical stuff that's gonna prevent her from getting to the race on time, starting the race, any of that. She's safe, number one. Like that's really what we all care about. We just want to see her come back and celebrate with her. Gosh, just to have a Samurai compete is one thing, but I'd really love to see a Samurai cross the finish line this year. We're all rooting for her. right, so our ride kind of fell through this morning. There was a little bit of a miscommunication, so I was hoping to make it out to the rocks and get Amber going through it, but it just didn't work out. So I did get some cool footage of her coming around Turkey Claw, the steep parts, and looked awesome. Now we are kind of just hanging out waiting. She hasn't come around for pit yet. We think it might be a few more hours still, but when she gets through to pit, we'll get an update, and we're hoping everything's going good.
So, you know, it's Amber's third year and she's trying to finish really hard. She has now gotten her Toyota axles under her rig. She's working for Randy, so she's got a couple extra hints going on. You know, we can always depend on Randy to put his 2 cents into her build. Oh, and I'm just not very good at this. You are editing, right? Okay.
That might make it into.
Here, let me touch up your makeup.
Yeah.
To go drop off the fuel over at Tribe 16, and the Rufus guy goes, Amber tipped over in Cougar Buttes. It's like, oh, okay, that kind of sucks. We chatted for a second. Then I go over to Tribe 16. I get talking to one of the guys from Tribe 16. And he goes, no, it wasn't Amber. It was one of the other samurais. Okay. Oh,
they're white and blue.
Blue. Okay, so that's, yeah.
Dolly Hanna. With us today is Steve
Elms.
Thank you. And he's with the Jesse Combs Foundation. The Jesse Combs Foundation supports Amber in her endeavors as a racer.
Well, let's start with the Jesse Combs Foundation. Jesse Combs Foundation was formed in 2019 after Jesse's passing in the Alberta Desert, setting the overall women's land speed record. I was a friend of Jesse along with several other people who sort of came together to honor our friend. We focus primarily on issuing scholarships to women in the trades. Jesse's background as a fabricator was core to who she was across the multiple areas she played in: motorcycle, off-road racing, fabrication. So we've just tried to keep a part of her alive. Our introduction to Amber was our very first King of the Hammers. That would have been our first King of the Hammers after Jesse had passed, and so we had a lot of community support. And when a young, vibrant woman driving a Suzuki Samurai with the entire hood of it painted in our logo comes across, it's hard not to pay attention. And at that time, all she really wanted was a sticker. Some she had already secured on her own, most likely at our Peterson Museum event where we honored Jesse. My personal interaction with Jesse came back in 2009. I was working in an agency and hired her to help us with a promotion for Bosch Auto Parts. And it was the same spirit I saw in Jesse that felt true in Amber, just a pure enthusiasm for being out here and not making it easy on herself by any stretch of imagination. A Suzuki Samurai on this course is outrageous, but if you knew Jesse and you knew what she went through out here, I mean, she would show up to race, and a lot of times she was in a borrowed vehicle. She's shoving pads in the seat to make it work because they weren't going to swap the seat out to fit her small frame, so she just figured it out. But she was happy to be out here, and that purity in Amber came through. So in our small way, we've tried to support Amber here through introduction, through moral support, working partnerships with Dave and the whole Ultra 4 team to help with her entry fee and things like that. It's a small part to be a part of all the people supporting her. So that was really, she brought it to us, and we were just like, yep, we want you as part of the family. And we hope that, as we grow, slow and steady, as a foundation, we've done $70,000 worth of scholarships so far. We should definitely break the 100,000 mark this year. We're hoping to maybe issue $50,000 worth of scholarships. Just another part, maybe down the road as Amber's career grows and we grow, there'll be more support that we can offer. But right now, it feels really honest and it feels really pure and very grassroots, like Jesse started.
pee when we get to the Marine base? What? Can I go pee when we get to the Marine base?
I'm Tony Maccabee. We're from Southern Arizona, outside of Tucson.
He's under arrest.
Yeah, he's calling the cops. So there's actually 4 samurais out here racing this year. The Hatzel brothers, Ham Sammy, and then there's Brian Downing, and then there's of course Amber Turner, the one and only.
I heard you guys got some parts to donate if anyone goes down.
Yep.
So it's a rolling parts bucket. So whatever's needed it's all here. Transfer cases, axles, stock parts. It's all ready to roll. It's race built, but not racing today. So
That's awesome.
we can get another car across the line. That's our goal.
So we're actually Maccabee Motorsports and Revival Racing, the other samurai crowd.
Let's look at it first.
Usually that's what we
Yeah,
try to do.
and then we'll feel
Look it
it
all
out.
over. That way there's no
right, cool.
fuel vapors or gasoline or anything that needs to be, taken care of, dealt with. So.
Amber, how's everything going so far?
Excellent.
Any snags on the track?
Not snags, just snacks. I passed all the other samurais. I love you guys, but I passed you.
I'd give one to her and to take with the car.
Okay.
There's no bill.
There's no belt.
Yeah.
You get some footage of me blasting you with this factory?
No.
Okay.
Hey, we go in our toolbox, and in there's some Allen. Lift this tab up. Tap this backwards.
Put it in and just let her know.
Okay.
Trust me. Yeah, that's good.
Good.
Looking for status on 4877 disposition. I'll call you back.
All right, we'll see you.
I get it.
Goodbye.
All right, we're out at one of the remote pits, and we're kind of just waiting to get a status update on Amber. Quite a bit away, but we're just kind of hanging out, seeing what we're gonna do. If we're gonna try to meet up with her, or if maybe we're just gonna wait for her to come on out.
Yep.
I had service here yesterday. I have service here, but I don't have service in town.
So she's on spooners right now?
That's what I last update I saw. Here, let me look if I have signal.
Dolly said Amber is still mobile, off race course, headed back home.
Headed where?
Headed home.
Okay.
All the people that were in the remote pit and everything, we're all following each other and stuff. I'm in the passenger seat with Amber, and it's like, I see this rock up ahead, and apparently she didn't see it. We were done racing, and then she kills 2 tires hitting one rock.
Nice.
Unfortunately, the pit vehicle had 2 tires on it, swapped them out and headed back in, but it's like,
Good morning. I think it's day 6, but I've been doing a bad job with remembering what day it is, so I'll put the number on the screen for what it actually is. The race for Amber is over, and we are gonna go meet her down in Hammertown, and basically just get the update, get like a brief version of how everything went, and figure out what we need to do next year to do things differently.
So for prep this year, I go through the whole vehicle. I do, I check bolts, check fluid. This year I found out that I had a bad seal on my transfer case, and I can't remember what the other issue was, but I basically tore the transfer case apart and checked everything in there. With the axle swap, I went through the axles completely, all new seals and bearings and differentials and things like that. Give it a good pressure wash. Make sure nothing's leaking. Check the comms. That was the last thing I did, and that ended up not working on race day, which was really frustrating, but made it work. And yeah, for the most part, just make sure the car is all there and all the bolts are tight. Cross the T's, dot the I's. Night before, morning of race day, I was a little worried because I felt like the car hadn't had as thorough of a once-over as I wanted, but it all ended up good. I guess I prepped it good enough before I got to the lake bed and didn't beat the crap out of it pre-running. Yeah, that was about it. In my mind, I was thinking the front output shaft on the transfer case would give out. Sucker held up, and I beat the crap out of it a couple times too. You know how when you're going up an obstacle, you're not supposed to let it bounce? I let it bounce a couple times and we're good. Well, so when I got back to main pit yesterday, I think we just did a fluid check and took gas, and then did a visual once over on the car, and everything was fine. And then Adam Sheard hopped in, noticed that my power steering reservoir was leaking, and apparently they had a whole bunch laying around, so they swapped it out for me really quick, which was really, really helpful because there was something wrong with a brand new reservoir that I put in right before this race, and by the time I got to each pit, it was out of fluid, so we'd have to refill the power steering fluid. And I'd also thrown the belt at that, so not having power steering in the rocks would have sucked. The second half of the race, the rock lap, coming out from Maine, going through Turkey Claw, going through the military base again. The desert part of it, a lot of fun, and I picked up a lot of speed compared to last year.
Do you know what your high speed was?
I do not know what my top speed was. I'm really excited to find out. I don't know how to check though. We came and did, Spooners was, I guess, the only lap 2 rock trail that I did, and the car performed flawlessly. Like, it's a night and day difference from the 31s, and I'm really excited to take this thing out on Rubicon. So my race ended after we came out of Spooners, the first rock trail that I did. We came to the top of Spooners, realized how late it was, and that they were closing down the course behind us, basically. And my co-driver was beat, I was beat. We realized, we could drop out our limits and make a couple more miles and, keep beating on the car. But it was still running at that point, and it's still running now, so we figured save it and turn around and come home. Really like to thank everyone that helped me out this year. Now I'm getting off too. No! My pit crew helped out a lot this year. They really picked up where I left off. I couldn't do it without them. I know everything was really unorganized, but somehow we made it work. The car held together perfectly, and everyone that started turning wrenches on me in main pit, that went flawlessly. I couldn't have made it here without my sponsors this year. Carlson Construction, Warren, Sidetracked Off-Road, Trail Tough, they all contributed miles to the car. It's a whole different piece thanks to them. Tribe 16 and their help in the pit yesterday it's incomparable. I just can't do it without support like that. They've really got their stuff together, and when Adam chimed in and said, hey, let's replace this power steering reservoir, it made a huge difference because, like I said, I didn't want to go into the rocks without power steering. Yukon gear and axle contributed a lot to the new axles. Off the Grid has been giving me clothes all week. It's great. Team awesome. Thanks, Casey. Go buy hats, guys. And last but not least, BFG stepped in this year and has really helped me out. I've worked really hard for that one, and I'm super proud of it. So, plans for next year. How am I going to make it faster? So this year, I did the axle swap, but I knew I wouldn't have time to order shocks. I'm going to bigger shocks. I can fit them now. Get those tuned up and ready to go. I'm going to beat the crap out of this thing during the year and wheel it like I always do and work out some little kinks. I still got to figure out the power steering. That's still an issue. The brakes are still an issue. Oh, little known fact, I had almost no brakes all day yesterday. Yeah, now it's just a matter of working out the kinks, small stuff, making it a better car. I'm to a point where I'm okay with taking the time to make things nice and how I want it to. I just gotta learn how to drive better.
Amber, thank you so much for having me and Frankie out here. We had a blast with you guys. Loved watching you go through the race and work with your crew and your sponsors. It's been awesome. So thank you so much for having us.
Thanks for coming out. It was great.
All right. Well, we'll do it again soon. Well, camp's starting to clear out. Not a lot of us left here. This used to be all closed in earlier, and now it's just our lone trailer and a couple of us over here. It's the day of the big race. Everybody's trying to get packed up, so when it's time to leave, they can just bail. We're getting ready to pack up camp. Just walked back from Hammertown, and you know, it's a strange feeling trying to not feel some separation anxiety from this place and, you know, the people. It is, I think, something kind of rare to get this many people that are this passionate about what they do and these vehicles and this place. And when you bring it all together, I think something really special happens out here. I would say it's something that can't be easily replicated, but I think it is. Every time we get together and we do this and, you know, help each other out and meet new people and explore new things, I think it happens every time. So it is something really special, and it's awesome to be a part of it. As far as Hammers, just coming here and getting invited to go hang out with this crew of awesome people and get to meet everybody, and, you know, they were showing us the ropes of what it's like to be out here for KOH. It's just so awesome. So thank you everybody for all of the help and all the good times we had out here. Met some really cool people, and I hope we just get to keep hanging out with them and wheeling with them and doing this stuff together, because it was very, very fun. Such a blast. I've been watching King of Hammers since it first was on the internet, and it's funny, it was really hard to follow at first, and nowadays they do a great job putting this production on. And with that, I've been following Amber since she started going through the Hammers, and I just wish her team the best. I'm really hoping we get invited to come out here next year with these guys so we can hang out again. Whether it's from home or the starting line here, we're gonna be watching, and we can't wait to see Amber finish the race and one of these samurais win it someday. It's gonna be so awesome.